Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. Fishing season returns this holiday as Pacifica and Prism sleeves, deck boxes, and playmats will come out on December 2023 to tug on your long fishing rods with your wallets as bait. Speaking of fishing season returning, here are the Prism cards and support in DLBT-04 in case your Fishpocalypse PTSD didn't trigger with Pacifica. Coaxing Diva Million is your typical D-series starter that will make you wonder if Planet Cray has a literal catfish. Diva of Threnody Mariette when ridden over by Diva of Greeting Gloom Recelita lets you add up to 1 Prism card from the top 7 cards of your deck. You call this card to rearguard instead and soul charge 1 card if you did not add a card with this ability. Not only does this prove once again that lyrical Monasteria decks are never punished, she actually rewards you for failing to do her job. Diva of Greeting Gloom Recelita when ridden over by Labrador lets you call up to 1 Prism card from your hand. You draw a card if you called with this ability. Okay, at least this one seems fair compared to Mariette. Prism Promise Labrador once per turn while on Vanguard lets you pay 1 Soul Blast to return one of your rear guards back to your hand, and she gets 5k power. And while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 Counter Blast when she attacks to call up to 2 Prism unit cards from your hand to open rear guards. Draw a card if you called with this ability, then all of your front row units get 5k power. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher and this unit gets an extra crit. Someone at Bushier Road finally punished a lyrical Monasteria deck by making the 5k power boost to front row and extra crit be restricted to the opponent needing a grade 3 Vanguard. Laughs in loud Gandiva noises. Prism Promise Late when placed on rear guard or guardian circle from hand gets 5k power and shields if you have a Labrador Vanguard. And when she's returned from rear guard to hand, you may soul charge 1 card if you have a Labrador Vanguard. Then countercharge 1 damage if you did not countercharge this turn yet. She's basically everything most players want in a grade 1 card. A 13k booster, a 10k shield, and a Solan countercharger. All she's missing is if she's a sentinel. Prism Promise Celtic Hen place on rear guard or guardian circle from hand gets 5k power and shields if you have a Labrador Vanguard. And while on rear guard at the end of the battle she attacked, you can pay 1 Soul Blast if you have a Labrador Vanguard to return herself to your hand, then return another Prism rear guard to your hand. While Gandiva is laughing at how slow Labrador is, they'll be getting the last laugh as they can avoid Gandiva. Chilling Tonight Nebarona while on rear guard gets 5k power when your Prism card is placed on another rear guard in the same column as her. Funny how this card took the old ruling issue with Dorant, that it had to specify that the called unit has to be on a different rear guard while still being in the same column. Rattling Good Time Flammy when returned from rear guard to your hand during your main phase lets you pay 1 Counter Blast to draw a card and give your Vanguard 5k power. At least Bushier Road had the oversight to not let her be abused with Yuka. Diva of Waterheart Petronel when placed on rear guard lets you pay 1 Counter Blast to add up to 1 Prism card from the top 7 cards of your deck. You soul charge 2 cards instead if you did not add a card with this ability. And while on rear guard at the end of the battle she attacked, you can return her to your hand if you have a Labrador Vanguard. If people thought I was overreacting about Mariette earlier, then why the hell is this double rare have similar abilities? Finally, because Bushier Road knows that reading is hard while tugging on your long fishing rods with one hand, they brought back the Mermaid Language card text rarity as an excuse to sell you more bullshit high rarity cards. Expect the card speculators to suddenly buy out all the DLBT-04 booster boxes in your locals to screw with both the competitive tryhards and collectors of culture alike. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if a bunch of card slabbers suddenly showed up at your locals.